Avengers Endgame. We're here to review it. I'm Jason. This is
Hey
Rick.
guys.
This is Josh.
What's going on?
And of course, we're the only ones on the internet talking about Avengers Endgame.
Clear.
I know everybody's talking about it, guys. Welcome to our discussion, review, analysis, whatever you want to call it. We're talking Avengers Endgame for the next 17 hours. No, as long as we want. So, yeah, I mean,
spoilers ahead. This will have spoilers as well. Just so
I think
you
that goes
know.
without saying.
yeah, at this point,
People,
yes, at
Just
this
to be
point,
safe.
if I see any comments, guys,
yeah.
on our YouTube videos going, thanks
Oh,
for
yeah.
the spoil,
Yeah, well,
then
you're
honestly,
warned. You
That's
should.
it.
God help you, you
You
did
should
not.
have figured that out by
You should
yourself.
have.
Yeah.
So obviously, it's this movie became a global event. I would say more than just a film release.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
And it's been what are we at? We're about day 10 since its release. I would say.
Yeah, I'm pretty
that's
sure.
right.
Yeah, around day
I
10.
think
And
it's
you
day
know,
10.
to this date, guys, this global event of film is currently at over, believe it or not, $1.6 billion globally.
Shit.
$1.6 billion
Globally.
in actually
That's globally.
9 days, that is. That's globally.
That's globally.
Okay.
With an American domestic box office of 452,000.
And on opening weekend, wasn't it 350 million?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which smashed Infinity War by 100 million. Yeah.
Which crushed the previous film, which
Yeah.
was Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah.
Which in their opening weekend got
Cashed out.
$257 million.
Yeah.
Smashed it.
Do you think that Endgame earned more money because other people went back to see it again?
Oh, well, you
Like
said
afterwards?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think, well, if we're going to talk numbers about this film, I think what you're finding is the big trend in now is everybody's going opening weekend to see these films.
Yeah.
And then they're going back within the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, because...
Yeah.
So you're getting a higher initial box office rate,
yeah.
but the fall-off rate from each week, like how much percentage fallout rate would be quite significant.
But
Yeah.
also, there's more viewings of Endgame in per cinema than there were Infinity War.
Yeah,
They were playing more,
like a 24-hour
more
period,
showings.
weren't they?
So
Well,
that's
which again is surprising considering this is a 3-hour movie, which you would think by mathematics would mean less screenings. But what they were doing, especially in America, they've been running these sessions 24 hours, like non-stop. Like you go to an IMAX screening at 3 o'clock in the morning.
You want to go see?
Yeah, absolutely. It is phenomenal. This movie has made bank. And obviously it's more than just about making money. And the reason it's made money is people are emotionally invested in these characters.
Oh,
They are in big time.
well,
We've
people
seen
have watched it
21
from
films.
Iron Man to now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
21 movies.
Over 11 years.
Over 11 years.
That's
So,
right.
of course, people invested. They're getting out off the chair and they're not only seeing this once, they're going back 2, 3, 4 times. And the box office shows. But that doesn't mean it's a good movie. It doesn't mean it's a good movie. It just means people are going back again.
Yeah.
What I want to discuss, obviously, today is what is this movie like? I mean, not only what is it, how did we feel about it? Did it satisfy our needs? What is the effect on this movie with the MCU moving forward? So I think the best way to probably go about this, I think we'll just get out of our way what our overall thoughts are of the movie are, straight up front. And I'll start with you, Rick. Your overall thoughts of Avengers Endgame.
Overall thoughts?
Yeah.
Yep. You knew this movie was going to be huge. Okay, we knew the build-up, the media, everything was building up to this moment. You knew that this was going to be good.
What did you think of it, though?
Oh, I loved it. It was an amazing movie.
Yeah.
For me, it holds so much. Obviously, following all those different characters and the emotional roller coaster of a ride that I had, that I invested in this movie. So for me, it's just, it is one of the greatest movies of all time, I would say.
What have you? So, wait a second. You're calling it one of the greatest movies of all time? Not in the MCU, but just literally in cinema itself.
In cinema itself.
We don't have 24 hours to go into a deep discussion about that. But that's okay. That's what you felt. And you know what? You're entitled to feel like that because a lot of people did. How about you, Josh? What did you think?
For me, obviously, I saw Iron Man in 2008 when I was about 13. So I've been a fan of this. Obviously. A fan of this series since I was a teenager. And I think over the course of the 22 movies, this did have the payoff that everyone wanted.
Yeah.
This movie was phenomenal. There are some problems, but overall, it is a a fucking great movie.
And look, overall, my thoughts are with the film is that I was wholly satisfied with the conclusion of this 22 episode film series in a way. It's like
the Infinity Saga.
The Infinity Saga, as they're calling it.
Yeah.
I liked the film, but there are some problems. And you know what? I know it's one of the greatest films of all time, but I gotta say, like, there's some real issues here.
What are the issues?
The issues are basically, it's not about how you feel emotionally at the end of it, because that pays off big time.
Yeah.
It's problematic in probably the first 2/3 of the film with some of the story structure. This movie asks you to take a lot of leaps. There's a lot of things that you have to fill the gaps in, which I think causes repeat viewings problematic. So the first time I saw it, your jaw dropped.
But that's,
you're stunned by it.
Yeah.
But by the second time, third time I'm watching it, I'm starting to see, it's like, gee, you really expect us to take... We have to assume that all these characters did that from this point to this point. And we'll get into that further, what those scenes I was talking about. So overall, I love it. In the schemes of the MCU series, I think it's around the 5th top for me. It's in the top 5.
Okay.
Not in the top 1, 2, or 3. It's around the top 5.
Okay.
So, what, you got Thor up there with it, or?
Thor up there? No, obviously, you're talking about some of the great movies. Thor Ragnarok, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
That's absolutely in my top 5.
For
but
sure.
obviously, it's polluted fairly heavily with Cap, with Winter Soldier and Civil War.
Number 1.
And then you've got Avengers, the first Avengers film.
The first Iron Man.
Yeah, and the Iron Man. I mean, there's your top 5. And you know what I mean? There's so many other great films within that series. So let's start breaking down this film. Let's get into it. Now, this film opens up fairly heady straight off the bat.
Oh, yeah.
What's the first thing we see? We see Hawkeye.
Yes.
And Hawkeye's teaching his young daughter. Now, Josh, his daughter in the comic series, like in the Marvel comic book series, true or false, is she not become Hawkeye herself?
I don't think she does. I think later on down the track, I think Hawkeye trains someone called Kate Bishop, and then she takes the role of Hawkeye.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to clarify.
Yeah.
But it did feel like that was setting up for something.
It did, yes.
Yeah. And this movie, believe it or not, it does feel like they're setting up for a Young Avengers in some way. We'll get into that.
Yeah, there'll be someone else.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
Else,
so, you know, it's a pretty heavy scene, isn't it, Rick? I mean, like, literally, he's teaching her how to shoot. Turns his head, turns back, she's gone.
Yeah.
And then by the time he sees that...
He turns back again, and his wife and 2 other sons are gone.
So, straight away, I mean, what do you think of that scene, Rick? I mean, that's a pretty heavy way for us to start a Marvel movie up, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you look at it and he's got his ankle bracelet. He's actually got a... That was the first thing you notice on there. So, obviously, it takes effect after, you know...
Yeah.
What's happened?
So he's still in house arrest at this point in time. Same as Ant-Man.
Yeah, so he can't do much.
Which makes total sense because those are the two characters that have kids.
Hawkeye his family is everything to him. You know, you see that in previous movies how he goes back and his family. Is
and they're also the reason he leaves during Civil War.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly right. So it's a pretty heavy scene and it sets the tone. I mean, even when that Marvel logo starts to appear, gone is the fanfare. It's just this old kind of melancholy song kind of playing, which I can't remember the name of the song. And we're establishing it's 3 weeks after the snap.
Yeah.
So after the credits, we're basically, after that scene, we're establishing it's around 3 weeks.
It's been 22 days.
22 days.
Yeah, I remember Rocket saying something about 22 days.
And so straight away, right, we go straight to space. And we're seeing Robert Downey Jr., who... Mind you guys, what about that CGI job on him? He looked like...
They made him look malnourished. He was... Do you
remember that?
I thought he actually did that weight loss himself. That looked phenomenal.
Yeah, but he was... on the brink of death, pretty much. He lost so much weight.
There's so much going on in that scene that I think we forget too. It's a beautiful scene, especially that opening bit with him and Nebula.
Yeah.
Because it's establishing, they're playing that game.
Yeah.
But that's teaching Nebula how to form relationships. And it's such a symbiotic too, and how much Tony Stark has changed as a character that even in his dying days, he's selfless enough to teach her and try to create a friendship with her. and which is reciprocated by her when he is asleep on the ground and she props
Oh,
him
then
up.
they had that last meal and he was going to share it.
Yeah,
and
I
then
mean,
she's like, no,
you
have
take
it.
it. Like,
And I really
she's
thought
half robot. So
at this point, it's like, wow, this is pretty full on. You know what I mean? And obviously they're kind of teasing that he's going to die.
Well, yeah.
Did you think that at that time?
Well,
Did you think, fuck, are they going to kill him off
Well,
in the
straight
first 10
off.
minutes?
Well, after he records like that message on his helmet and then lays down, there's that really sad music, and I was like, nah, there's no way. I was thinking it, but I was like, there's no way that they'll kill him off this early.
But of course, what does a great film do? It implants what's usually going to happen at the end of the film straight away.
Yeah, they foreshadow.
So it's very foreboding type of thing. But obviously, it changes when we get that golden light shot into his face, and we discover it's Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel's got
flying
it.
around in space.
Well, okay, Rick, here we go. Greatest film of all time. This is one of the big problems we have straight away. She brings that ship back.
Yeah.
Right? Back to Earth.
Yep.
Now, she lands, and as an audience, right, we don't think they've ever interacted. But she lands there, and it's like, they grab Tony, they care about Tony, but they're going, oh, yeah, alien from space that looks like a human chick. Yeah. So
they must know.
They did, though. They did. And that
know.
is set up. And this is proof. You have had to have seen Captain Marvel.
Yeah, the post-credit scene.
You have to have seen that post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Otherwise, see, that's the problem I have. As an audience member, you already have to do the math of, so they've already met, and they must have told her to go look for Tony Stark in space.
Yeah, because there would have been no other way of her knowing.
No other way.
Like, unless they put out like some
There's
form
no way she just
of like
found
distress signal, but I don't know about that.
So clearly, and then so they bring Tony back to space, and Ken, talk about the darkness of this film. They're not mucking around, guys. I mean, there's a pretty intense scene when he comes back between him and Cap.
Yeah, and he says,
now how
I lost the kid. He said
Yeah.
he lost the kid, and then Cap's like, well, we lost.
We lost everyone,
Yeah.
but I'm not talking about just that, Josh. I'm talking about the scene where he comes back and he's on the drip.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And that's
yeah.
pretty full
And
on.
he loses it, it just starts
Yeah.
throwing stuff, and he's like, no, I've had it. Like, he knows. He's broken.
It's broken. And remember what he said, though? What does he reference back to? Straight away, he goes, remember I told you about it having a
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Like a shell around the world.
he-
Yeah.
I'm doing
referencing-
Ultron.
Exactly.
He references Ultron.
Directly talking about Ultron, which is which is kind of funny. And this film does this. This takes sometimes some of the lesser MCU films and brings them back into the highlight.
Yeah.
Makes them important again. So, and Ultron being one of them, because he did.
He warned everyone.
Because he wanted a suit of armor around the world.
Yeah.
And that's right. And there he goes. Yeah, look at the cost. So, so essentially, basically, we very quickly in this film, have the fact that Captain Marvel going, well, look, let's go find him. I'm going to go find him and kill him.
I'm going to go kill him.
And the rest of them are going, just chill out. We want in on
We're a
this.
team.
Yeah.
Like that.
And obviously the plan is to find him,
Yeah.
get him to use the Infinity Stones and click it back. So
Yeah.
all of a sudden we got... It's weird. They're on a spaceship, shooting into space.
Yeah, within the first, 15 minutes of the movie, and they're going to get Thanos.
They're off.
Like, Tony's back already, and they're off.
I did like that little bit with Rocket when he's in the thing. Who here hasn't been to space? And then you look at Rhodey's reaction in the back, and he's like, "Of course, of course I haven't been to space." And that was great. And so, boom, they're on a planet, aren't they? A planet not occupied by anybody.
He's on
Thanos.
Thanos retreat.
He's on his little his little B&B by himself.
He's on his farm. He's
that's it. He got a great deal on what's his name? What's it called? What's the name of that? Forget it. It was a bad joke anyway.
It's alright, we're like,
yeah.
But no, but
Anyway.
you see it, and you see him got the scarecrow hat and his suit that he has.
He's there picking fruit.
He's picking whatever that.
What we
thing
noticed
was.
too, he's limping.
Yeah.
And the reason he's limping is obviously when you wield the Infinity Gauntlet, it takes a great toll.
Yeah, because of the energy
No,
and because of
the-
the radiation, which you find
And
out
remember,
later on.
he's now used them twice.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Because
it's
he,
taken
as we discover very quickly, he's actually used them again to destroy the
the stones.
Infinity
Yeah.
Stones.
Because
It's
he
almost
says
destroyed
that there was no other use for the stones besides temptation.
Well, he's done what he's done. That's
Yeah.
it. He needed what's it.
Yeah.
That's
So,
it.
yeah.
And it was pretty
Well,
full on. I mean,
there's
it's a fairly violent kind of You know, they find him, they grab him, hack his arm off.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't get the gauntlet off.
Yeah, so they just hack it off. And then, you know,
They have their
basically...
discussions, whatever, and then
Then all of a sudden...
Thor cuts it off.
Cuts it off.
Cuts
Cuts
his
it off.
head
It's pretty dramatic.
And he went for the head.
Yeah, and that's what he says.
Yeah.
And why did he decapitate him? Is it more because Thanos couldn't do anything more moving forward? Or do you think that was more of a selfish thing by Thor?
Well,
because Thor felt he had failed
I
so
think
well.
that was a selfish thing
prior to that.
from Thor, because later on in the movie you see how much he changes as a character.
And that does,
because of how he
but then
failed.
before they left, you see him when they're sitting around that table, and you see that Thor is in this dark spot, like he.
And why wouldn't
and
you
they
be?
knew, and they all.
And why the fuck wouldn't you be at this point? You've lost your father, you've lost your mother, your sister's tried to kill you, you've lost your home world,
That's right.
Yep,
you've lost 75% of your people. Because remember, they took what? They took people in that ship. Half of that ship
was destroyed.
Yeah.
Got destroyed.
Yeah, and then the snap again later on.
So 75%.
Yeah.
So, and he had the choice. He was there.
You're in a dark place.
He was there. He had it. He could have.
Well, he had the open shot.
He could. That's right. At Infinity War, he had that.
He had the open shot.
He had
There's
that
no
open
doubt
shot.
about it. And he's living with that.
That's right.
But as Groot says...
No, Rocket.
Rocket, sorry.
Rocket's just one word in the whole movie, anyway.
Yeah, later on. As Rocket states, you know, he feel like he failed. But there's a lot of... Everyone failed.
Everyone failed.
There's a lot of that going around.
But he's just, holding it more because...
So after this... I mean, at this point, guys, how are you feeling throughout this film? I mean, we're 15 minutes into this film... And there's a lot of darkness and dread.
I think at this point, they've set the tone for the whole movie. Pretty much saying that this is going to be a much darker...
This is not like
Avengers movie.
Marvel movie.
Is that a choice, or it's just by very nature of where the story was leading? Or do you think that was a purposeful choice to make it dark?
I think it was both, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think the story required it to be dark, because obviously, like at the end of Infinity War, after he does the snap, then like everyone's dead, and then it just ends. So obviously, after that, you see the fallout of that choice, and everyone's just broken pretty much.
And I suppose I can address too with some of the plot holes I have an issue with. I need to state very clearly though, this whole series, this whole build up to Thanos has been all about that.
Yeah.
Marvel designed this whole series so they could have
Around
that
the snap.
moment.
Moment.
So for them to then go, well, how do we get things back?
Yeah, because they kind of wrote themselves into a corner.
Oh,
didn't they?
I mean, really?
Yeah.
So to get them to that point, they did an excellent job. And I can't pretend I'd be able to write even better, but some of the time travel plot holes and that stuff's If you think about it too much, like my mind,
the time travel
even
you're
after,
never gonna get.
Even after what? I'm pretty sure that we've all seen it 3 times, haven't we?
Yeah.
And even after my 3rd time, I was like, they still didn't explain it as well as they probably
set
should.
their own rules, and we're probably jumping a gun ahead, but they do create their own rules of time travel that are separate from the other films.
Yes.
So, which means it's education purpose. But let's pull it back a bit.
Okay.
Pretty about this point, Endgame title comes up.
Yep.
Yeah.
5 years later. Were you people not shocked at that time?
I was not expecting it to be
I
that
didn't
long.
think it was going to be 5 years.
I was expecting...
I thought I was going to see it months.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting it to be 5 years later.
Which I think such a bold choice by him, but the right choice to make. Because we see characters really go down a different direction.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, I mean, what's the first scene that happens after 5 years?
No, so 5 years, it's over the baseball pitch.
Yeah,
and then you see Cap having the counselor session
that's
with
it.
those
Which
people.
another
Joe Russo, the
Joe Russo director
does a cameo in it. That's awesome.
A wonderful cameo.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's the first openly gay performance in there.
Yeah.
But really, I didn't give a shit about that as much as I just thought the emotion of that scene.
Yeah.
And knowing that Cap, even in the darkest times, when he felt helpless, he was still trying to help people.
Because he's just a good person.
So it was a beautiful scene for many reasons, but most importantly, just for
then you could see
setting the tone of the emotional kind of... The emotional tapestry of the population
you could see
at that point.
What was happening, because obviously it did 5 years, and then they had that shot, and then you see Liberty Island or whatever, and there's boats, things are empty.
Yeah.
You can see what's happened in the last 5 years.
And Cap says a line in that scene saying, guys, we've got to start moving forward.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Thanos might have just killed all of us.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's still trying to help at that point. And then we discover We go back to Avengers headquarters.
Yep, Ultimate Compound.
And
Black
it
Widow.
looks like, from my perspective, it's Black Widow running
Black
things
Widow.
at this point.
Yeah, I think so.
Is she like basically heading up, heading up
Well,
everything?
I think
I
she's
think
still
she's out in the
trying to
field.
hang on to what the Avengers were. Because at this point, like, they're broken, I think.
Well, she's obviously trying to find Hawkeye because you can see that.
Well, yeah.
What,
That's a good point.
Well, yeah, that's right.
Rose
I mean,
had said to her, but yeah.
she's got connections with obviously the characters. You've got Nebula and Rocket.
Yep.
They're out in space.
Then you've got...
Okoye.
You've got Captain Marvel and Rhodey.
And Rhodey.
Yeah.
So, and obviously,
Rhodey's looking for
Rhodey. Well, Rhodey
Wow.
lets Scarlet know. Well, Scarlet lets Black Widow know, and Natasha.
Yeah.
That look, he's going. There's
he was in
Well,
Mexico.
they don't say him by name.
No,
do
no,
they?
no. No, they say
No,
Barton.
they say Barton.
They
Yeah,
say
they say
Barton.
Barton,
They say
yeah.
And
Barton.
Barton, that
So what's her
Barton's
name?
out there like slaughtering people.
Yeah.
Bad guys. He's out there slaughtering
Yeah,
them.
because she asked like Rose, where you been? He goes, yeah, I've been in Mexico, wherever it is, and there was a gang.
Yeah.
And then she asks, where's he going to be?
Yeah.
So
That's the next thing.
Yeah.
Where's he going to be?
She asked him to find out where he's
Gonna
going to
be.
be next. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. And then we start, obviously, we start to go back and, there's a nice little beautiful scene with Cap and that. And then straight away,
That scene I really enjoyed between those two.
okay, you're talking
Because
about why?
Cap says something. Like he was like as I was coming over the Hudson, I saw a school of whales in the river.
yeah,
So and then Black Widow says, if you're trying to say find the good part out of it, I'm gonna hit you in the head with like a jelly sandwich. But I like that Cap said that because it proves that Thanos was right. Because the water's cleaner and there's not as much and there's not as many boats. So obviously, the wildlife that's left is actually flourishing. So Thanos was right in what he did.
yeah.
Hey, a bit of a backstory kind of behind the scenes. You know that scene with the sandwich and she says, I'm going to throw it at him? Do you know what that's based on?
No.
Apparently, the first meeting that Kevin Feige ever had with the head of Sony, Amy Pascal, they were having it out in her veranda where they were having a meeting one day where Kevin Feige said to Amy Pascal, we want to use Spider-Man and we want to help. Yeah. And apparently, she got so upset, she threw her sandwich at him.
Oh, wow.
Oh, for real?
For real.
Oh, wow.
That was their first, and it didn't go well, but... So that's what they made reference to that.
Okay. That's
and
awesome.
then obviously they got to work it out. But there's the background to that one, which I thought was interesting. But straight away, we then cut to San Francisco, where we see the MVP of the entire movie has to go to that rat.
Yeah, the real hero of the movie.
Come on, like
without that rat, everything's fucked up.
Alright, okay.
No, but out of the 14 million, some things had to work.
Yeah.
There has to be luck and fate involved.
Yeah. So, a rat goes across the...
Yeah. And out tumbles Scott Lang. Ant-Man. And...
out of his little van.
Which I love, which I love the fact that which I love that he didn't go straight to Cap. Because it would have upset me. The first thing he does is try to find his daughter.
Yeah.
Of course.
And he finds his daughter, but did you notice that the mum wasn't there?
Yeah.
And the boyfriend wasn't there?
Yeah. So I think they got dusted with this.
Yeah, I think
he was looking for the names in the big,
He was just looking for her name, Cassie.
Yeah. And then,
which was
saw his name and he's like, shit, what's going on?
And then he's all of a sudden with his van, which the van's in San Francisco, right? All of a sudden, he's north of New York City. Knocking on their gates. So he drove...
So obviously, there's...
Remember San Francisco's on one coast.
Yeah.
And New York's on the other coast.
Yeah.
He drove right across America.
Like cross-country trip. Yeah. Yeah.
Just to get to Cap.
Wow.
Yeah.
So obviously there was like a bit of time gap between...
that was shown.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
So he found his daughter.
Like the directors leave you to kind of piece things together by yourself. Which is a problem with the movie.
Is she the right age?
Yes.
In 5 years,
you
look at her when she was Ant-Man.
She was 11. She was 11.
Was she 11?
Yes.
Yeah, she was.
Because I watched
10 or
Ant-Man
11.
and the Wasp again just the other day, and she was 11. So, yeah, she's...
Yeah.
Or 10 or 11 she was.
Yeah.
So, 15, 16, she's age appropriate.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely, no questions there. So, all of a sudden, Ant-Man's there. And, boom, he throws it out there. Something I didn't know about the quantum realm is the fact that he'd been sitting there when he come out. 5 years has passed in the real world.
But for him,
So
it was
he
5
had to-
hours.
It felt like 5 hours.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird, because why did Michelle Pfeiffer come out looking like she's 30 years old?
Yeah, she aged the same way that Michael Douglas did.
As I explained in the throwaway line later on, different levels of quantum realm.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of a like, here, we'll just throw this
Right.
to kind of make up for the fact that we didn't want Paul Rudd to look like he was getting old.
Yeah.
So, nevertheless, which opens up literally the plot for the movie. And that is, Ant-Man states that in the quantum realm, there's no way to control it. It's chaotic at the moment. But what if they had a way of controlling the entry and exit point out of the quantum realm?
Yes.
Meaning they could go back and forward in time and go before Thanos, before the Infinity Stones. Which really sets this movie into pace.
Yeah.
I think that's when the plot takes the movie.
Yeah.
The movie turns into the second act in many ways.
Yeah.
Where we straight away we go to Tony Stark, seeing Tony Stark again. And what's Tony Stark doing these days?
Nah, he's just kid. He's married. He's father.
He's living in the woods.
He's living in the woods. He's isolated. He just cut off from everything. He just wants to live his life.
Brand new Audi, mind
just
you.
of course. But he's just cut.
It's Tony Stark. Come on.
So
Tony Stark. That's him. Really,
and he's got his daughter Megan.
He's not going to be driving around.
So Tony Stark. Yeah, that's right. Tony Stark essentially has a second chance.
Well, that's right. He had everyone. He didn't lose anyone.
Well, he's just fared pretty well out of
Potts, but then he got a kid, and then,
He has a second chance, but he doesn't want to take it. Out of fear of losing what he found over that 5 years, which is he obviously married Pepper. And
but I mean, he's had a second chance, he fared well. And obviously they approach him, leading what you're talking about, and basically say to Tony,
we need your help, basically.
We need help, we want to travel through time.
And then he's saying,
it's a great little scene because he's going, it's all right, we won't talk to ourselves, we won't buy spend on sporting events. Yeah. And he goes, are you basing your time travel theory on Back to the Future?
No.
Which it is. And which is great because they do what I think works for us.
To do the time heist.
Yeah, a time heist. Great name for it.
Yeah.
And that's what I refer it to. It's the time heist.
Time heist.
But, Tony Stark, what's the great thing about that character, if you give him an outrageous idea, he'll think it's the stupidest thing in the world. But he can't help himself but to tinker.
Yeah.
Which follows on that same scene.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, and this is the thing I have a problem with. Did he solve time travel in a night?
Surely it was longer than that.
Was it that night?
They don't specify on it, which is a problem, but surely... He wasn't just running some simulations.
That had to be a couple of weeks later.
Yeah. There's no way he could figure it out in one night. I mean, I know he's a genius, but come on.
He's a genius.
Surely it had to be a while.
Yeah, absolutely. And basically Cap and Scarlet and I keep calling it Scarlet, Black Widow, Natasha.
Yeah.
And Scott Lang, they walk out of that meeting fairly defeated and go, we're going to have to find someone else.
That's right, Tony just turned around.
And this is where my jaw hit the floor.
We need a big brain.
We need a big brain, and what happens, Rick? You need to talk about
this. Just... You kind of had an illusion that this was going to happen. We knew somewhere Hulk was going to be in, and when they said they need a bigger brain, bang, there's a shot of them sitting in a cafe or something, having something to eat, and there's Hulk. But he's not normal Hulk. He is...
He's not Rage Hulk.
He's not a Rage Hulk. He is between normal Banner and the Hulk in 1-to-1. He's got a blazer on. He's got glasses. He's
the internet is referring to him as Professor Hulk.
Yeah. Is what everyone knows
is
him
in
as.
The comic book series is more close to the character Mr. Fixer.
Well,
which is a Hulk.
I think so.
Yeah, Mr. Fixer.
I think so.
So let's two personalities together.
Oh my God! When he goes on screen and we see it is amazing. Of Bruce Banner or Hulk, that scene is hilarious. The whole scene plays so well. And it plays well straight away because you very quickly realise Hulk as a character is chilled out. He's just happy.
Yeah.
He's cool. He's got balance. He's got peace.
He's loving it.
He's got the best of both worlds. Dad, those kids turn up.
Yeah.
Fantastic, right? But it's not only that, where he's been notched, say green. It's like, hey, you want a photo? Ant-Man.
Yeah, he's like, Ant-Man.
And what
he wants a photo. He wants a photo.
Sequence. Yeah. It was wonderful.
Yeah. I'll take the goddamn phone.
Yeah, take the goddamn phone. So, really great. Establishes, and something I never expected was to see that version of the Hulk on screen. But it is absolutely... where the character arc over the last few movies has been for the Hulk would end up.
Yeah.
Because there are different.
I kind of had my suspicions because they released concept art ages ago of Hulk wearing an actual outfit. And I was like, why would Hulk wear an outfit if he wasn't at that stage?
I thought it was like some sort of space suit. But but you're right. I mean, I never expected the highly level of intelligence. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. So you've got Banner, who's in. Essentially, he's in. He's going, look, it's not my expertise, but he's kind of in.
Yeah.
And straight away, they're into it, aren't they? They're testing the suit.
Yeah, they're trying to figure it out.
They're trying to figure it out, which is, again, is another amazing scene, Rick.
Yes, because they go... Are we talking about when they go to the new Asgard?
No.
We haven't talked because that's...
Not yet.
No.
That's not yet.
I'm talking to them first trying to test
so
the suit.
Scott's in front of the van wearing the suit, and
Isn't he in there? Isn't he?
Who?
Isn't he there in that scene?
No.
Who?
Okay.
No, he's not there yet.
Not yet? Okay.
Not there. We're not going there yet.
They're going with Lang. So they got Lang. They're trying it out with Ant-Man to try and get him. So, they use his little van, Quantum Realm, to get him in and out.
Which is hilarious.
Hilarious scene.
Because it's the whole thing of... He starts going back, but then he comes back as a teenage boy. Yeah. Then he comes back as an old man.
And then he comes back as a baby.
But it's Hulk's reaction for that.
Oh, yeah.
That I absolutely love because he's
he'll get older.
He'll get older. But right at the end, and then he goes, time travel!
He's like...
And Captain America's shaking his head walking away. And I agree with the Hulk when he goes, I see this as an absolute win. Because it was a win.
They did it.
It was a win. So, Cap's been a bit emo at this point, I think. And I've got to say, too, Chris Evans' performance as Captain America in this movie is probably
his best performance?
My favourite performance.
Yeah? Look. Okay.
Because I really like this Cap in this movie. I'll talk about that further as we get through the movie. But yeah, that whole... Yeah, that whole scene was just great, And he's emoing out, and all of a sudden... Who turns up? Tony Stark. Saves the day.
The cat walks out.
Which is a wonderful scene because he gets the shield back.
Yeah. Him and Cap reconcile a little bit. I think Tony says, it turns out that resentment is corrosive and I hate it.
They do completely reconcile.
Yeah.
Of course they do.
But what is Tony... I mean, Tony doubles down then, doesn't he, about what you said earlier where he goes, I'm going to make this clear. And
he says, if we can change what happened 5 years ago, cool, but I 100% have to keep what I found afterwards.
Yeah. So he obviously wants to make sure his daughter and his wife are not at risk in any of this. So, and it's great to have him back on board. So he kind of already knows what the problems are. And bang, they're starting to build a team.
Yep. And when he opens up and he goes, did you turn him into a baby?
Yeah. And so I can't quite remember where we are at this point then. I don't know. Is this the scene where we have Rocket and Nebula return back to Earth?
I'm pretty sure it goes ahead by a bit, and then you've got Scott eating his taco on the bench,
which is what I wanted to get to. Which is my favourite joke in the entire movie. My favourite joke in the entire movie is the fact that he's eating a taco and then gets blown away. And he's freaked out because he's got this blue alien just talking back.
And then Rhodey comes out of nowhere.
Scares the shit out of him. And you can see his boys freaking out.
Hulk comes out with his little
just gives him a chilled grin and two tacos and just keeps moving. At this point, I'm crying.
I remember looking over and you were like,
I just couldn't believe that's what they were doing with this character. And it was so executed so well.
Well, I think this just goes to show that humour is used in this movie perfectly.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot of humour, which was good.
Now, it's around this time, and I don't know if it was before or afterwards, guys, but is this where we get Natasha going to Tokyo?
No, not yet. I'm pretty sure this is when the Hulk gets on the Benatar, No, this is when
Rocket do they go? Yeah. Do we go to Tokyo first, or do we go to New Asgard?
No, they're going to go to New Asgard first.
Okay, and this is the scene you were kind of talking about before. Next thing we know is because they're building a team.
Yep.
Yeah. They go to New Asgard, which happens to be in Norway somewhere.
Hulk's in the back of this little truck. He's
kind of crouched in,
and he's with Rocket.
And so they're going to see Thor. And straight away, we get a feeling something's not right because Valkyrie, who's
They're
there.
kind of like you see a sign that says like New Asgard, and then they pan off the shot, and it's like a fishing old
little fishing
style,
village.
like, village.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you get the vibe something ain't right because Valkyrie basically turns around and says, "Look, he doesn't come out.
Yeah.
He won't see you.
He's hanging out."
Only when he wants supplies.
Yeah.
And there's like,
Which-
kegs of beer.
Yes.
You know,
And then we go in to his domain and we
whatever.
discover Thor being, Thor's let himself go.
Yeah.
He's what they call a fat Thor in
Fat
the
Thor.
internet.
Yeah.
And look, hasn't that caused a controversy?
Has it ever?
Like, this is fat shaming. It's got nothing to do with that. He's just let himself go. It's a joke.
No, but people gotta understand why he's let himself go. That's what they've got to look into. It's not just with.
Yeah, I think people
But
don't
why
quite
is
seem
it-
to understand the reason as to
the reason why he's let go. That's right.
Yeah, the reason why he's at that point.
And why is that?
Because he had a mental breakdown.
Exactly.
He lost.
He had a nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
He'd lost everything in his life. He felt like he completely failed. He couldn't do anything about it. So he just regressed.
Is that gone?
So it's a very dark theme at this point where we're going and seeing a Thor who really was the hero of the last film. And we thought he was kind of the guy to save the day. Really be the shell of who he was. But as you're laughing,
I love it.
I'm also reminded it's a very funny scene.
There is, yeah.
It's a very funny scene.
Korg's there.
Yeah,
and
Korg's playing
it's
Fortnite.
He's playing Fortnite
on the Xbox.
But not only that, Korg's being picked on by a boy playing.
Called New Master 69.
Yeah. He's all basically threatens that he's going to go in there and shove lightning up his butt. Which is pretty great.
Awesome.
Scene. Really fantastic to see Korg back in it.
It's great.
Just that chemistry again.
Yeah.
And then, obviously Hulk's trying to get him to come back on board. And Thor's not having it, really, is he?
No.
He's not having it.
No.
Yeah, he mentions the word Thanos, and
You don't
Thor
Don't
nearly
say
loses,
that name.
You don't mention that
nearly
name.
loses it, which is really full on.
Yeah,
So,
so-
but like a good boozer, he gets lured back with the prospect of more beer.
Oh, what kind?
Which is basically brings him in. Does that throw us to Tokyo or not yet?
I'm pretty sure at that point they cut to cut to Hulk.
Yeah, because they're going to get everyone back.
Yeah.
To
So it is
headquarters.
Tokyo.
So
They
it's going
cut
to Tokyo.
to Natasha Gon's
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
So they go
And-
there and then... Yeah.
Which is a nice little scene. It's a nice little scene where we see Ronan, this
Yep.
version of
Which is
Hawkeye,
right.
Yep.
But
continuing to do what he's been doing in the last 5 years, and that is executing
bad
bad guys.
Yeah.
because...
Well, he
And
doesn't
the
know
line
what to
that
do
they're-
after the death of his family.
And
Why
the
should
line
they-
that he says while he's fighting that guy is awesome. He was like, half the world died and you didn't.
Yeah.
They got Thanos, you get me.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because he's going, why should...
Bad
They
people-
bad
Why are
people
you alive
exist.
when so many
When
other
good
people who
people
didn't
died.
deserve it
That's
just
right.
died?
Yeah. And so, obviously Natasha goes and offers him hope, which he doesn't really want. He's nervous about.
Yeah.
So we're building the team. The
building
team's
the
kind
team.
of coming back. So, which is absolutely phenomenal. So, they're getting all the
got
gears
the band
together.
back.
We've got Tony building the time machine now in a great little scene, the Lebowski scene.
Yeah, the basket. Yeah.
Which is...
Oh, that's
Which
a
is
great
Thor
scene.
looking like
He
the big
does.
Lebowski with the sun and gone.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's just
He looks like the dude.
which is really
He's the
kind of
dude.
funny. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And they're building the time machine. And they got these cool kick-ass suits, which I really like.
Yeah.
Really good.
Made of nanotech, which is, awesome.
So then it's the plan, isn't it? Now they're going to come up with the plan.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of this plan?
Before we get into
they had
that,
to
they're
test it.
trying on the suits and they're
They're
testing
testing
it. And this is where they talk about time travel, which I think we should focus on.
Good save.
Barton was the first one. He said, well, I'll do it.
So Ant-Man wants to, he was going to go do the test.
He was gonna do
He
it.
wants to pussy out of it.
And there's not
He's
much
too nervous.
pim particle
Yeah.
to go around. There's only enough.
He says, we've
And
got
then-
enough for 2 test runs and then
And
one whole
then,
trip.
yeah. And then
One test run.
And then
Yes, I know one test run.
But that scene is a very good exposition scene because it does re-explain their version of time travel.
Yeah.
This is where Hulk goes on that little monologue
Yes.
about how the rules of their time travel work.
First, before that, there was a great comedic scene where both Ant-Man and Rhodey are listing off literally every movie ever that has ever done with time travel.
Hot Tub Time Machine.
Get in there.
I know, I go for everything.
No one's to see you giant shit, Lou. I love that movie. Great movie.
And then Hulk flat out goes that no, time does not work that way.
Yeah, no.
And so we get their version of it, which means, well, I don't want to get into the whole theory of it. Go watch another video if you want to get into the theory of that.
Yeah, what does Hulk?
Basically,
say?
the thing is that what
Going into the past doesn't
don't
change
change
the
the
future.
present. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Going
Going
into
to
going back in time
Going
doesn't
into the
change your
past,
past.
yeah, that makes
change
your
the
former,
future.
that makes your
Because
former.
Brody's
present
like going,
past.
why don't we
It's-
just
yeah,
go in
it's
the
really
bag?
confusing.
Yeah, because that's when Brody says, well, why don't we just go back when
And-
Thanos is a
Just
baby
baby
and
just-
kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dark.
Yeah.
It's
Dark.
It's cool,
Yeah.
but yeah, like, but
So,
yeah.
so you know, they're doing the test run, which then leads into obviously the plan, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
they can't just, they're going to go back and get the stones. And,
Yes.
you know, there's,
And at this point, they're trying to work out
Where
where
the
the
stones-
stones
how do
were.
they do this?
Yeah.
And where they
Because
go.
they've only
Because
got one
everyone
round
in
trip
that
each.
room had been infected by the Infinity Stone.
Yeah.
Had nearly been killed by it.
Yeah.
Except for Ant-Man, who clearly
like, I don't
was
know
like,
what you're talking
I have no idea what you're talking about.
But
Which
the
I
way-
thought was
yeah.
fantastic. But also there was a nice little scene with Nebula there where she explains...
See that scene got me though. That was one thing that
What?
you know, the whole, you know, they're talking about where the stones are and where they're gonna go,
Yeah.
then the Soul Stone, and then Nebula's like
Uh-huh.
didn't mention to, you know, Hawkeye and Romanoff that
Can
you
we
know,
talk about this afterwards?
No, we'll
Like,
deal with it
You
now.
know, now? Okay.
you know,
alright.
you need, that's how my sister died.
Yeah.
You know, someone's gonna die to get that Soul Stone. She
Yeah.
just didn't mention it to anyone.
But the reason why she
And
didn't
that's why I
say
just
that
like-
was because if she did say something, the whole plan is fucked.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
And that
And
I
that's
thought
just
about
like
that
the,
as well.
just, yeah.
Because
I
someone
think you're
has
right,
to
Josh.
sacrifice themselves. Because how else do they get the
Well,
stone?
it would have... Cat would have gone moralistic immediately.
And he would
Would
have
have
said,
gone
no,
and go,
we
well,
don't
no
trade
one,
lives.
yeah, we don't sacrifice lives
Yeah.
here, so
Yeah.
we'll find another way. But guess what? There is no
No
other
other-
yeah,
way.
they have
Soul
to do
for
it.
a soul.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was my initial reaction, Rick. Exactly what you
Yeah, I
thought.
was just thinking.
But then
Yeah.
when you think about it, there wasn't no other way.
Mm.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
before that scene, they're working everything out. Black Widow's the one. Was like, guys, if you go to the same year, there's 3 stones in New York, and they're all like,
At the same
holy
time.
shit, yeah,
Yeah,
at the same time,
At
yeah,
the same time.
yeah,
And they're thinking, okay, there's the Tesseract there.
yeah,
There's also the staff there.
which is
Yeah.
the
Right, because that's
the mind
the
gem.
thing. But then there's the time
The
stones
time stone.
there
Yeah,
because they're thinking Doctor Strange is in New York.
Yeah.
at Lincoln
Wasn't.
Street at
Yeah.
time. So they got their plan.
yep,
Yeah.
3 teams,
3 teams, yeah,
6 gems.
yep,
They split up.
1 round trip
Away
each.
they go.
That's it.
One round trip.
There's
One
1
go,
round
that's
trip
it.
each, and there's a plot hole on that I want to talk about after, but
Okay, but you get in. So they got their plan. They're ready to go. And the film's really getting exciting at this point, I think. I'm like, they've got the plan.
Yeah.
It's a fucking time heist.
Yeah.
Time heist.
Let's
It's
go.
on.
Yeah.
And by this point, guys, I'm wholly and solely
Oh yeah, you're on the edge of your
1000%
seat. You're looking at it
Yeah.
going, what's
I'm
happening?
in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm down
Yeah.
with this plan.
Yeah.
I know.
And literally, boom, we're straight into it straight away.
Yep.
And then we're like Back to the Future 2. We're revisiting the previous movie.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're seeing scenes from a different perspective.
And the
Which is
three
beautifully
and the
done.
3 time periods, and we'll go through them. But the first one, New York 2012.
Yeah, 2012.
So it was
right
Avengers.
when Avengers are being
It's
attacked.
Avengers.
They're
Yeah,
fighting Lincoln.
and who's in that team? We've got Iron Man. We've got Cap.
Cat. The whole.
We've
Iron
got
Man,
Ant-Man.
Hulk,
And
Iron Man,
Ant-Man.
Cap, Hulk, and Ant-Man. Yeah.
Exactly. And which leads into another little great Hulk scene
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
where he has to reenact and
Act
pretend
as
to be
Hulk.
the Rage Hulk.
Yeah. He's just like.
And he does such a pissy job of it. That's it. He doesn't
Fucking
even
funny.
try.
He picks up the bike and just moves it out.
yeah.
Yeah. Which actually comes into a point where some people have complained about this film, is that it's the weakest version of the Hulk.
I don't. Yeah, it's not all about him just going out as much as we want to see him go out there and start smashing stuff.
It's still
and all
within
that.
him.
It's still
He can let the rage could take over.
You
He
know,
just chooses to be
there's so
a
many
bit more
different personalities.
spiritually
of
imbalanced.
Hulk.
He's got the best of both worlds.
Yeah. So, but nevertheless, great little scene. It's always weird when you start seeing films. Well, they actually used some of the footage. We get to see the circular
Yeah.
reveal of
And
the
they're
Avengers.
literally a street around the corner.
Yeah, they're right around the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
So
is
they
really
plan
great.
where they're going to go and
Yeah.
who's taking what.
But at the same time, we've got Thor and Rocket at one of your favourite MCU films, 2013, and Asgard,
Thor the Dark
World. Which is great, which I love the fact they took
But that
what is
was-
renowned as the shittiest film,
Yeah.
and they've kind
they've
of gone,
really-
well, it's actually a really important film.
Yeah. Well, it is.
It is.
What it is.
And-
But,
okay, question, guys. is Natalie Portman.
She
did she
that wasn't
film
her.
any scenes for this movie?
Nah, because you don't even see it. Nah.
I think she filmed the scene where Rocket is in that room and then goes up, but that was like...
Nah.
Not true.
You don't...
No, that was leftover footage from her from Thor the Dark World, and they used a body double and CGI'd her head on top of it.
So she wasn't present for filming at all?
She wasn't there at all. She wasn't there at all. And Jane comes up a couple of times in this film.
Yeah.
Because previously we get that drunken scene where Thor explains the Infinity Gem, which it's not really a gem. It's more like
ether.
It's more like a aggressive sludge or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So it
went in her, and I had to get it out of her.
So Rocket and Thor are obviously that's their mission.
Yep.
And then at the same time,
Rhodes and
at the same time.
No, not at the same. At the same time, we've got Rhodey.
And
we've got Nebula
and Black Widow.
And Black Widow and Hawkeye.
They've
shot off to 2014 to the planet Morag, which is the opening scene of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
absolutely. Which is great.
And so in that scene, you've got Rhodey and Nebula who diverge off, and then
they fly off.
Widow and Hawkeye take off to Vormir.
To Vormir. But there's a great little when they're still on Morag. There's this great little scene where they're watching Peter Quill doing the dance.
Yeah, and
then they see him just singing to himself without the music.
So he's an idiot.
He's an idiot. He's an idiot. Which is really funny. I like that.
Just knocks him out
as well. But there's a nice little minor, beautiful little bit in that too, where Nebula goes in and takes the stone.
Yeah.
And her hand kind of's on fire and melting. She does it. And she kind of makes mentions of, she wasn't always like that.
Yeah.
And Rhodey kind of, there's a relatability between them.
Oh, neither was I.
Yeah, neither was I. And he goes,
the work what you got.
Exactly. And that's a beautiful little scene too. I thought that was kind of really good. But then, obviously.
Things are happening in
and then all of a sudden, you've probably the most emotional part of this movie comes up with them going onto Vormir.
Hawkeye and Black Widow,
Who don't know, remember? They don't know what's about to happen.
They don't know how to get
They come up against Red Skull, which they don't know it's Red Skull.
They don't know who he is. They don't know
imagine if Cap went there to that scene.
Well, we talk about that. He does go back there, but not in this film.
No.
We talk about this.
Oh, okay.
And then they discover very quickly that one of them has to die to get the Soul Stone. And what a scene, because they're fighting each other for the right to go and do it.
Yeah, to sacrifice themselves.
And how do you guys feel about her sacrificing? Was the right choice made?
To be honest, I don't see any other choice besides her, because one...
She hasn't got a family.
I think her plot and her character arc, I think it was... I think it led to this moment. And obviously, like at the start of the movie where you see Hawkeye's family get dusted, she wanted to give him the opportunity to see them again by sacrificing herself.
Yeah.
So I think her doing it was the right choice.
And it was the end of her story. You're right.
Yeah.
Black Widow's story.
It was the end of her character arc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How did you feel about it?
It was really a no-brainer, really. Yeah. I mean, Hawkeye's got his family. They have got a very emotional connection. They are,
Well, they have friends, since the first event.
They're pretty much...
And you saw that.
He was the one that brought her over to the good side.
And you could see that connection because they bring elements from the other movie when they're in the plane and they're going, it's not like Budapest.
Yeah.
So
by the way, just a quick side note. We know the Black Widow's film coming. Do you think that they explore Budapest in that film?
We really don't know what Budapest is. Maybe.
Yeah, I think
it'll be a prequel. You would think.
Yeah, you think so? I think so. If Black Widow is indeed a prequel film,
we'll have to. Well, she's dead.
Anyway, so at this point, we've got all the stones. No, we
don't.
We go back to 2012, and here is where the screw up happens. In a wonderful scene, we revisit.
I had one issue with that.
Okay, well, we'll get into it. I'll describe it, and then we'll get into the issue.
Yeah, okay.
So this wonderful scene where Tony's watching the scene where they've got Loki. Yeah. They've captured Loki.
He's in the Avengers
Endgame. And they go down the escalator, and a hilarious bit with the Hulk.
Yeah, it's that.
Where they won't let him go down the stairs.
So many stairs!
Each stair. And it's him like going to, so many stairs!
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I loved it. Completely sold me on that. And they get downstairs, and there's cameos galore. All of a sudden...
You've got Robert Redford. You've got him. You've got... But during that scene, like the elevator scene with Captain America,
which I was going to get to too, which looks like beat for beat a complete
from Winter
replica of Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So he's in there. He's got Rumlow. He's got the other guy.
He's got
Sitwell.
Yeah.
And you think, oh well, you're waiting for him to say, if anyone wants to get off, here's your chance, type of thing. But he doesn't. He just says, no, I'm taking the case, and he just leans in and goes, hey, I'll hide you.
Yeah, which was perfect because
Brilliant.
at that point in time, he knew like they were Hydra. So if he says that one word, they'll just give it to him, and then
he walks away with the staff, which leads him straight up to himself.
Yeah. He fights himself.
He finds himself. And this is what I love about this version of Captain America, guys, is the fact that he is a bit more self-aware of who he was.
Yeah.
And he's a bit more chiller now.
He's aware of how cheesy he was.
He's like,
super cheesy
USA. And you know, with that line goes, I could do this all day. And he goes, I know. And they fight each other. And
the two Caps fight each other. They meet each other.
Yeah, they have a big fight, which is fantastic. And, you know, but the end of that's great because he stands up and he references that joke before where Tony Stark's up the top and says, geez, that suit does nothing for your ass.
Yeah, and then
Ant-Man goes, that's America's ass. And then he comes to call back, he looks at himself. And
that is America's ass.
That is America's ass. It's a beautiful payoff.
Yeah.
Again, Chris Evans finding that perfect tone. Now, what happened is the whole team now is down in the lobby.
Yeah, because they need to get the Tesseract.
Okay, what's your problem?
Well, not the whole team. Hulk's not there.
What's your problem so far with this?
Hulk.
Why?
Why is Hulk coming out and taking the stairs? And he slams the door and hits Tony.
Why is he taking the stairs?
Hulk can friggin' just jump out the window and slow down. He can jump friggin' miles away.
Well, my thing is, like, he just jumped down the bottom of the stairwell.
He wouldn't fit the friggin' stairwell in the first place. That was the only thing.
Agreed. But it was worth the comedic. It was worth it.
Yeah.
And it was... They kind of used that too.
For a plot device.
For a plot device because... He knocks the case out of Tony's hand.
Which slides over to in front of Loki.
Which opens and slides.
And he picks it up and bam, he teleports.
So the Loki who's cuffed,
has gone.
masked, ready to go, has disappeared. In the meantime, Tony Stark is fighting with the director of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Robert Redford doing another cameo.
Yeah.
Boom. And then Ant-Man goes in.
Yeah, he
grabs the heart attack and away we go.
Yeah.
So far, this is... They've stuffed up at this point. They're screwed.
They go back and then meet him in the alley. And
the plan's
screwed.
And they're sitting in the cars like, Stevie, we've got a problem.
So Cap's done the right thing. He's done his part.
Yep.
Not a problem. But Tony, of course, being the brilliant Tony, comes up with...
Can we talk about the Hulk bit with the ancient one first?
Oh, yeah. We found that. Yeah.
Oh, did we? Did we skip that?
We did.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So while
one of the great scenes.
So while they're at Avengers Tower trying to work all that stuff out, Hulk has obviously gone to get the Time Stone
from Stephen Strange.
Which he thinks is Stephen Strange.
But he's not.
And then he goes and talks to the Ancient One, and he's like, Stephen Strange is doing surgery about 20 blocks down that way.
You're fine.
He doesn't. He's not.
Yeah. So at this point, Hulk's trying to convince the Ancient One to give him the Time Stone.
Which leads to the third time they do their rules of this time travel.
Yeah.
This is the third time they explain it to the audience.
They really try to force it down.
They have to because it's tough to understand. And when she talks about, well, look, if I give you the stone,
then my reality's got no defense.
Yeah, no defense. Yeah. And he's saying, well, if we go back and we put the stones back,
right at the points where they were taken.
He is not in the form of Hulk.
No, like at this point, she's done like the spirit thing and pushes him out of his body.
And at this point, she did that so she could take control of the conversation. That's why she did that.
Yeah.
But he's able to. It's the moment that convinces her for him to get the Time Stone is really about
when Hulk tells her, "Well, Doctor Strange gave it up, Alex. So why can't you?" And then she's like, "Well, why would he do that?"
That seemed to really throw her for a loop.
Yeah, because he's meant to be the best of us. So why would he do that?
So he did it on purpose.
So and then she understands that he did it for a reason, and she's like, "All right, here you go, have it."
There you go.
Yeah.
Which is great as well. So completely unexpected to see Tilda Swinton back in that role as the Ancient One.
Yeah.
I was really thrilled that they went down. She's fantastic. She really is.
Yeah.
And so there was another cameo. And a film chock full of cameos of previous characters, you know? And they keep coming later on as well.
Yeah, there's more.
But yeah, that's great. So we've got the Time Stone.
Yeah.
Most of the stones have been collected at this point.
Yeah.
Right? So we've got the soul. So they've got the soul stones happen. We talked about that. The only stones they haven't got is the Tesseract.
The Tesseract.
Yes.
That's what they need.
So Tony Stark
Comes up with a plan.
basically comes up with a theory. They found out a way you can not only get the Tesseract
And get more
but
pin
get more
particles.
pin particles.
Because that was an issue as well.
He's like, I've got
So
a
where do they
vague
go?
idea of where to go.
So how do they do it? What is Tony Stark's idea, Rick?
Pretty much to go back to Cap when he was first created.
Well, not right at that time, though. Not right at that time.
No, it's 1970s.
Yeah.
In the 70s.
Yeah.
It's in the 70s. And the reason
So
why
when
it's the
Tim was
70s
making his-
it's the same army base that he was trained as back in the 1940s.
Yeah.
But also the same bunker that he visited in the Winter Soldier.
Because at that point in time,
it's the same army
that
base.
bunker is being used as like a shield, as like a
shield,
headquarters
yeah.
of shield.
Exactly.
Which you also find out that Alex Zola's still there.
Exactly. Well, you find out literally in the scene.
He's there.
He's there.
You don't see him, but he's there.
Because we know he's there because who asks for him?
Howard Stark.
So we have Tony Stark running into his father, which is a wonderful scene.
Yeah.
Oh, and
wonderful, beautiful scene.
the cameo, we just saw that cameo, Stan's cameo on that.
Yeah. One of his last
Make love,
cameos.
not war, man.
Yeah.
Well, his last, believe it or not, that's not his last cameo.
No.
He's got one more he appears in Far From Home, apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
he did
Far From Home,
5
apparently.
or something
he's got,
after he passed away.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not one of his best
No.
cameos. In fact, I was talking about this with someone the other day. What's my favourite Stan Lee cameo? And mine is Tony Stank.
Tony
Got a
Stank.
pass with him for Tony Stank from Civil War.
My favourite is Deadpool.
Oh, in the strip
I like
joint?
the strip club.
Not in the MCU. Doesn't count.
I guess it doesn't count.
My favourite one would be that one too.
From the MCU.
Because you know how much fun he was having that day on
Yeah.
set. So, either way, let's get back into it.
Yeah.
They basically, it's gone back 1970s. It's been a success.
Yeah.
Everyone's got
So they
the
go
stones.
separate ways. So yeah, Tony goes.
They all come back.
Mm.
They all convolute. And then it's quickly discovered that Nat didn't make it.
Well, hang on. Are we still? Oh, we're not talking about what happened in the bunkers, the base, and all that, or?
Oh, well, we mentioned it. He had a wonderful scene with his father.
Yeah, well,
he got the Tesseract.
So what happened with Cap?
He tells him.
Cap meets.
Cap. Okay, so while Tony Stark is off getting the Tesseract, Cap is off in another part of the facility,
getting the Pym particles,
and he calls Hank Pym and distracts him to get out of the building.
How good was that? That
the CG on
Wasn't too bad.
And then
the best part about that whole scene is the helmet, the original.
Yeah, the original helmet. It was in the
yeah.
comics that he speaks to.
The original helmet.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So then Cap grabs the Pym particles.
Yep.
And then
So
goes
they got
back
Pym particles. They got the Tesseract.
Yeah.
But then
he go back.
But he runs into Carter.
Yeah, actually, you're right. We're talking about too because
he goes.
This is where he.
That scene pays off.
I don't think he realizes at the time that who she is. Where she was in S.H.I.E.L.D., but she's the director of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, because on her door it said art director, so
and he sees her, which obviously strikes a very strong emotional chord for him.
Because he hadn't seen that.
Directly,
he's
buried her.
That's right.
He's buried her
That's
already.
the first time he's seen her since he
was out of ice.
Yeah.
Which is very important for the end of this film.
That's right.
That scene.
Yeah, that scene pays off.
Very important.
Yeah.
But okay, let's now get it forward. They've all got the stones to come back.
They come back.
They've come back.
We found out that Nat isn't there. She's dead.
Yep.
And Thor really struggles with that. He goes, "What do you get pissed off about?"
Yeah, we've got the stones.
We have the stones. We can just change it.
But that's a way of them reminding the audience that
always
doesn't work.
Yeah.
Those people, they're dead. They're gone.
Yeah.
Gamora's gone, and so is Natasha.
Yes.
They're gone. So
we haven't really
discussed
what actually happened at that scene with Rhodes and everyone, because Nebula. That's a key.
Yeah, we haven't talked about how Thanos discovers what's going on.
That's the B plot happening, and you're right. We haven't even discussed that.
So that scene,
So when he's on Morak, something is happening.
Yeah. So Thanos describes it as there's someone else sharing her network.
Yeah. They can
and
see
then he can not only see what's going on at that point in time, I'll have also her memory.
Which delays
so the two are like communicating to each other. They're
sharing with each other.
Yeah, which then she gets captured by Thanos. He teleports to Morag and gets her straight away.
It's a very different Thanos in this film, I find. I find in this version of Endgame, this Thanos is a far more reckless, bit more emotional,
He's more
angrier.
violent.
He's not as chilled out as the Infinity War dude.
No, he's got a plan, but it's not. He
hasn't really gone and started to
right
execute
now.
the planet.
He's
he's
like
trying
at
to
that
get
point
the
in
first
time,
one.
he's going from planet to planet, just killing people.
Yeah.
So
So
he's
you're right,
found
very
out.
important.
He knows what's happening, and
He kind of knows what's happening. Yeah, and that's right. In fact, when they come back, it's not Nebula that comes back.
It's
past Nebula.
2014 version of Nebula that comes back. And she's a real bitch at this point.
Yeah, so
this is not the Nebula.
because she wants her father's
Yeah,
approval.
so when they all come back and then they find out that Nat's dead, that Nebula is past Nebula. It's
That's
evil
right.
Nebula.
And as you said, Rick,
she wants her dad's approval.
that's what it's all
she'll
about.
do anything
Tom-Man's
To
approval.
get Thanos' approval.
So now she's back. They're all back. They think they've lost Black Widow.
They lost Nat.
Everyone's got the stones,
Mhm.
but they're not realizing they've got a spy amongst them, which is Nebula, who's
They
there
don't
to sabotage.
They don't realise that until later on.
Of course, but we as an audience know that that's
we know.
happening
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah.
So, what's happening next, guys?
At
Everyone's
that
got
point,
the stones.
I'm pretty sure that cuts back to inside the Avengers facility, and Tony Stark, he's putting the stones inside a gauntlet.
Okay, here we go. Plot hole time. Okay. Infinity War, we spend a massive chunk, almost 45 minutes, about this film because he has to go to the heart of a dying star for a midget giant to create a gauntlet.
Little Dinklage.
Create an English. So, a gauntlet powerful enough to withhold
channel the power of the stones.
of the stones.
Yep.
But Tony Stark just makes one in his lap like that.
Yeah.
It just pulls a lot out of that.
That is a pretty big plot hole. Because Thanos specifically goes to that place to make a gauntlet that strong.
The only place in the galaxy.
Yeah.
But Tony Stark, who can invent time travel, also invents a gauntlet that can handle that.
Wasn't there 2 gauntlets?
In this movie?
In this movie?
No, not in this movie. But
No, remember, it's fake. It's fake. Remember Ragnarok?
Oh, yeah. Hela says it's fake and pushes it over.
Fake. Yeah. Either way, so we have Tony Stark has the ability to do, which I have a bit of a problem with, yes, but let's oversee.
What are they going to do?
What are they going to do?
Well, how else are they going to hold the... Yeah.
Well, at this point...
They have to go back to the planet and get that. Well, yeah, what else are they going to do?
Really, what else are they going to do? The mold was broken.
Yeah.
Unless they go back in time.
That's the best shot at this point in time.
That's their best shot. So they do establish it, and then there's a real big scene about who's going to wield it.
Yeah, they're talking about it quite a bit.
Yeah. But what did you think of the choice of being Hulk?
Well, I mean, look, and it kind of makes sense, you know.
Well, as he said, it's
all gamma.
Like the radiation's primarily gamma.
What did he say? He says like he was made to.
Yeah.
He's made for it.
But during that scene, I really like what they did with Thor.
And it's true though,
because he was like, I've got lightning coursing through my.
Yeah, but he's
and he's like, let me do something good for once.
Yeah.
So he's desperate
He wants
to
to
do
redeem
something right.
Do you know what I've got going through my veins?
But he's not in
cheese whiz.
But he's not in the
Yeah.
right frame of mind. He's not all there, so he's not going to be able to.
And then Hulk says that won't help you, man. That doesn't mean anything because the primary radiation is gamma. So I have to do it. It's like I was made for it.
And he does it.
Yep.
Very quickly he does it, and then all of a sudden he does it.
I didn't know how that was going to fit.
While this is happening, you've got evil Nebula back trying to bring Thanos, which is another plot hole that bugs the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so they have enough for one round trip each, and the Nebula uses that to get there, and then evil Nebula comes back. So what pin particles did Thanos use to get his entire ship?
Okay, no, he had that one pin particle. Remember, she gave it to him.
But then how did Nebula get back if she didn't have any pin particles left? Because are they enough for one round trip each?
You've got a point there.
How did Thanos get there?
Hang on.
I know that Nebula goes up to the machine.
Well, they are. Look, they are the most. You've got Ebony Moore. You've got all these. Like, I could go with the fact that they synthesized it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're genius people. They've synthesized
they probably did synthesize it, but they don't tell you that.
No, But this film is full of that, Joshua. This film is full of things where you have to make up the in-between bits.
Well,
and that is inherently some of the problem with the narrative storytelling of this film.
They expect you to figure shit out by yourself.
And that doesn't happen in Infinity War.
No.
Like, you are basically told beat for beat. Your hand is held throughout that movie.
Yeah.
And in this movie, they don't do it, and it's not always to the satisfaction, is it?
No.
And we've got to be honest about that. It isn't always perfect.
No.
And that is a plot, and it must be explained, but either way, so we get to the point now where Thanos has come back.
So they've done the snap.
And then
Thanos bombards like the Avengers facility.
He doesn't just bombard it.
He fucking destroys it.
Annihilates it.
Yeah.
Just he wants to start.
Annihilates it. And the film, the moment that
Well, Hulk did the snap, and then everyone
But the film essentially
came back.
This is the third act. As soon as he snaps, Hulk snaps, we leave in the third act.
Because it's still a good half an hour, 45 minutes.
No, it's a good hour. It's a good hour at this point
for sure.
So we're 2 hours into this film. We're leading into now the third act, and holy shit, this is where if this movie was a Fast and the Furious movie, they've hit the nitrous at this point.
Yeah.
This is the best part of it.
Yeah.
You know? They're going for it, and what it ensues now in this next hour is just absolutely phenomenal.
It's beautiful.
Straight away, we've got all the Avengers. They're crushed.
Yeah, they're all separated. Hulk's are deep underground trying to hold something up, so that way that Rhodey and Rocket don't drown. You've got Hawkeye underground who grabs the gauntlet and then turns behind him and sees whatever those things were.
Yeah, which is awesome little horror scene. To me, it was a homage or a callback to Aliens. And it was totally a homage to Aliens.
Yeah,
which I thought was awesome.
And then at that point, you see Thor's watching Thanos, and you see Cap and Iron Man walk up, and then Thor's just like he's doing nothing.
Yeah, doing nothing.
He's just sitting there. And then they're like, Thor's like, oh, obviously this is a trap. And then Iron Man goes...
Before that, actually, just to go back, because you're talking about Thanos.
Yeah.
Well, I would be remiss not to mention that scene where he sees a projection of what happens.
Oh, yeah. I completely missed that, yeah.
And oh my God.
Yeah.
This is how much of a badass Thanos is.
He says...
He's not upset. He's not upset. He just went...
that's destiny fulfilled.
Yeah. Like he was proud of his
he knew he accomplished what he did, so he didn't care.
He didn't care, which was great.
Yeah.
But that's... You've got characters, half of them are buried.
Yeah.
You've got, like you said, Thor's watching.
Thanos is going, Nebula, I want you to go get the stuff.
Yes.
Yeah,
go out and he goes, what are you going to do? I'm just going
to wait.
And he does. He gets in.
He does that.
Take his
helmet
helmet
off.
off.
Really great. What I really loved too was the fact that it was the top three Avengers that faced him off in the beginning.
The Holy Trinity.
The Holy Trinity, the Thor, the Cap, the Iron Man.
Yeah.
And I really loved that they go to approach him. And then we get to see Thor lightening back up again.
Yeah.
We get to see
he's big.
And he brings...
And he's still fat.
And he has Mjolnir, which we forgot to talk about.
We forgot to talk about in Thor the Dark World. But before they come back, he summons for it.
And then he realises that he's still worthy as Thor.
It was wonderful.
Yeah, I think that was a good...
I think that was
he realises that...
And he had closure.
Well, we know why he had to bring Mjolnir back, which we'll get into in a minute.
Yeah.
But pretty well straight away, these three guys, they go for it, don't they?
Yeah. They're all...
And they get their fucking asses handed to them.
Yeah.
I mean, their asses handed to them. I mean, Tony gives everything he goes. We did that great little scene that goes, Thor, give me everything you got. Where he opens up the back of himself.
And charges up.
Charges all those lasers. But they got their asses kicked wildly. I mean, this is Thanos any of the Infinity Stones.
He doesn't have any of
the
stones.
He doesn't hold
so
back.
by himself and the weapon he has...
And look what he does to Cap's shield.
Damage it, split it in half.
Here's a little bit of tidbit for you. Apparently, and I haven't gone back to check this, but the state of Cap's shield is exactly the same as state of Cap's shield when Robert Downey has the vision of all the Avengers dying in Ultron.
Yeah.
You know where he has that vision
and he said everyone dead.
Apparently that's
been cut in half.
The same shape of the shield is the same.
Yeah. It was basically destroyed where it's only half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody's got their ass beaten at this point. And
then at this point, right, Thor's getting his ass kicked and then calls Stormbreaker back, which I really like this because then Thanos grabs it. And then at this point you realise that you don't have to be worthy to wield Stormbreaker.
Yeah.
He grabs it and then tries to stab Thor with it.
But only as a normal...
as a weapon.
It won't do a magic...
You can't call it... but if you pick it up...
Bifrost, and he can't call...
But if you pick it up, you can use it as a weapon.
As a
and then he's trying to kill Thor.
Well, he's got literally... in a reverse scene of Infinity War, he's got the blade in his chest.
Yeah. And then at this point, you see Mjolnir rise up and you're like, holy shit, what's about to happen? And you think Thor calls it, but then it hits Thanos and it goes back to fucking Cap. And Cap
picks it.
Cap is wielding Mjolnir.
Now, a lot of people got shitty about that.
Why?
They set that up in Ultron.
That's great.
They set that up in Ultron.
Yeah.
Because Thor says, I knew it.
Yeah. He's worthy.
Yeah.
So he's worthy, which is just... And that was a jaw-dropping moment for me.
That ruined my mind,
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. And then He's just automatically
Yeah.
knows the best use of it.
He somehow
But he's throwing the shield, and then it bounces back, and he's hitting it with it on. Yeah,
he throws it off his shield and everything. Yeah.
Just a wonderful little scene.
Yeah.
And it looks like at this point,
he might win. He might win.
Yeah, he might win. Except what? Except all of a sudden, the army turns up. Correct?
Yeah, pretty much.
After a little dialogue scene, I think.
Yeah, Thanos manages to counter, and then everyone's pretty much fucked up. And that was when.
And then you've just only got Cap, and you've got this beautiful
Oh.
shot. And what you see is this on this one side. It's actually this side. You see Captain America there.
Yeah.
And you've got this beautiful shot. And then you see Thanos and all his army.
army.
So at this point, for the audience, it's looking like Cap is against everyone.
Yeah.
And then...
And he's ready, because he turns his shield. He's like, all right, let's go. He's ready.
Exactly. You know, I'm glad he didn't use the I can do this all day line.
Oh, that would have been cheesy, as they've used that already.
But we're getting to the bit, aren't we? We're getting to the bit. Because at
that point, he is static.
He is on his radio.
Yeah,
he's on your left.
And he's on your left.
He is.
And who is that?
Oh, I mean, Mackie.
It's Mackie.
It's Mackie.
Would you know what?
It's Falcon.
As a moment,
it's
dude,
at a
in the
moment.
film,
It's awesome.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And yes,
because
he
that's
makes
from
a reference on your left based upon their introduction in Captain America, Winter Soldier.
When they're running around.
And what they're doing, and what they're doing so well in this film, as from a writing perspective, is having those callback moments to not only earlier in the film, but earlier in the actual series.
Yeah.
We're referencing films from all over the MCU. And it's a wonderful moment. And you see the ring appearing, but not just one ring. We're seeing just...
Well, you see Black Panther...
Dozens of rings.
You see Black Panther, Okoye, and Shuri walk through. Yeah. And then Falcon comes in. And then you see heaps of portals.
I mean, there's so many coming through. We've got like Pegasus and the Asgardians.
Yeah, which I don't know. I don't know how they're there.
Yeah. But we've got Ravagers.
No, but you've got Ravagers come through. You've got some sorcerers come through.
Everybody's back. Spidey's back.
Yeah.
Everyone's back. Doctor Strange is back. We've got even a lot of the people from Doctor Strange. The sorcerers. The sorcerers. They're all there.
Yeah.
Everyone is there.
Yeah, and then Doctor Strange asks Wong, and he's like, is that it? You wanted more?
Wanted more.
Yeah.
And then we get the one line that we've been waiting to hear.
Oh my god. It was amazing.
And it is Avengers Assemble.
And then...
When he says assemble, though, he goes I
quiet.
expected him to go over, but he pulled it back a bit, and I think it works better. But he didn't go, Avengers Assemble! He goes, Avengers
If he says
Assemble.
If he got Avengers Assemble, that would have been really cheesy, I think. That would have been off-putting.
And it's probably the most amazing moment in cinematic history for me personally. Yeah. Is that shot of them running against each other. You've got Giant Man there. You've got
it's
the
very
Hulk. You've got everybody's there running towards all the MCU
you know who
characters.
else was in there? If you blink, you'll miss it.
I know who's in there.
You know who's it?
Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
Howard the Duck.
Are you serious?
Howard the Duck
is in fact
he's in there.
Oh my god, I completely missed that.
You'll see it. A little shot of him, and he runs out, and he's actually fighting. It's awesome.
That is
beautiful. With his quack flu.
It's awesome. I love that.
They've designed that shot for people who buy the material. Yeah. Because they know that nerds are going to freeze frame that. Yeah. Go through that. Yeah. And I want to see. I mean, I absolutely
every person coming out.
I love the scene. I like seeing Giant Man run in and he just punches one of those things in his face.
Brilliant. It's just brilliant. And that whole fight is just full on, isn't it?
It's great. Yeah. And I love
everyone gets some screen time during that fight.
Oh yeah, and everyone, you see, Potts. She's in her suit.
Rescue.
Yeah. Well, they have the A-Force moment, which I'm not going to get into the politics of why that scene exists. Yeah. And I do know that it meant a lot to the women. Yeah. But having all the female characters of the MCU working together was great.
Yeah.
I love it.
And what happens in this movie, in a way, we have a bit of a football scene, don't we? Like a gridiron scene.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because literally, the gauntlet's going from character to character to character.
Like, because Hawkeye comes out there.
And he's running. And let's talk about that. Talk about another callback. Is Hawkeye's got it, right?
Yeah.
And then Black Panther comes up to him and goes, Clint,
give it to me.
Give it to me. Now, if you remember, back in Civil War, when they first met, he goes, I'm Clint Barton. And he goes, I don't care. Yeah. And it's just nice, that callback of he remembers his name.
Yeah.
And then it goes from Black
Because
Panther
they're trying to get the
Spidey.
It goes to Spidey.
the van.
Yeah, it goes to Spidey, and then
He
and
gets
then-
help from Pegasus as well.
yeah,
as
that's
Rescue.
because like at this point you've got Scarlet Witch who fights.
How was that?
Oh.
She was just
She
mental.
beats the shit out.
just-
She makes him tap out pretty much.
Yeah.
That line delivery,
you took
took everything from
Yeah.
me.
And then he's like,
I don't know you.
I don't know
You
you.
will.
Right.
You will, yeah. And she,
And he gives it up, doesn't
yeah,
he?
she makes him tap out pretty much.
She makes him tap out and
Yeah.
fire now, he says.
Yeah.
Even on his own soldiers, which is absolutely Thanos,
Which,
for you,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah,
And this is full on, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
there's so much eye candy. Your
Yeah.
adrenaline's rushing.
Yeah, I'm trying
The
to think.
audience is just.
Yeah.
It's a lot to absorb.
I'm trying to think of all the things to talk about in that scene, but because they're just
You're just not going to get
so
to
much,
them.
it's so hard to think about everything.
No, absolutely. But yeah, at this point, I mean, we're kind of
then you
there.
got, Captain Marvel, she's just dominating.
Well, Captain Marvel comes in,
and
that's where we.
Yeah.
She destroys the ship.
So while Thanos calls in like that airstrike after Scarlet Witch messes him up, you see the cannons point up towards her, and she just flies in and takes out the ship. In
Which
like
she
2
did at the
hits.
end of Captain Marvel as well.
Yeah.
So that was pretty kind of obvious.
Yeah.
But the thing that surprised me is her fight with Thanos, where
That
you think it would be because he tries to headbutt her and go dunk,
It just bounces off.
and it bounces off, but he grabs the Power Stone,
Yeah, pulls it off and
pulls
punches
it
her.
punches her, and kind of takes her out of the fight.
Yeah.
Which kind of leads into the fact it's now about the gauntlet.
Yeah.
So Thanos has literally got it at this point.
They're trying to get the gauntlet back to the van to get it back to its timelines, even though by chucking the gauntlet in there, you still have to go put the stones back, but whatever. But yeah, okay, so he destroys that, and then him and Captain Marvel have the fight, and then she loses, and then you see Doctor Strange look over at Tony Stark, and he's like,
This
is
pinnacle.
Which is
pinnacle.
unbelievable, because
This is it.
in that moment,
We all know.
he's not just telling him, yes, this is
There's
the one
moment.
he's telling him,
but he's also telling him, Tony, you're going to die.
this is it.
Like,
Yeah.
you now are going to die.
Yeah.
Because, essentially,
Because he can't say it.
as I've just given up, Tony wields the gauntlet at some point.
Yeah, I did have a bit of a problem. How
And
he got
does
the
the
gauntlet.
snap,
Yeah, go on.
and literally evaporates everyone.
Yeah.
All the
He
villains,
takes out
including
all of
including
Thanos' army and Thanos.
Just all the bad guys.
So they snap it all out, which obviously the power of that gauntlet
Because of the gamma radiation.
literally kills Tony. I mean, doesn't kill him instantly, but you can see he's just about to die. And before we talk about that scene, what did you were going to say?
The scene, I did have a bit of a problem about how he got the stones to him, but afterwards I remembered that the gauntlet was made of his suit, so when he grabbed onto Thanos, he could have just transferred it across.
That's right.
So that
works.
And then you see that because you see all the stones.
That works. And the reveal of the fact that he's actually got the stones.
Yeah, and what he says before he snaps, he's like, I am Iron Man, and then just does the snap.
Which is
beautiful.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then we just get a really highly emotional moment with obviously Rhodey, Spider-Man, Pepper, all saying goodbye to Tony.
I love what Pepper says to Tony.
Yeah.
He's like, Tony, we did it, and we'll be okay. You can rest now.
Yeah. And that was it.
Yeah.
And he was dead
So
after
that was it. And then she breaks down. And you could tell that she wanted to break down beforehand, but she
kept it
she
together.
wanted to tell him that, no, we're going to be fine, and you did it.
Because she realised he just literally saved the universe.
Yeah.
And that is, wow, what a scene. I mean, all that destruction, all those heroes, they've done it, they've saved the day.
They did.
At a huge cost. And as much as an audience member should be cheering that they won, immediately you're drawn into the highly emotional, somber moment of the fact that Tony Stark,
he's gone.
Who has literally been the key figurehead throughout this 22 films.
He started the MCU.
Started the whole lot.
This Infinity Saga was pretty much his story.
It is his story.
Yeah.
It is his story, without question.
Yeah.
To see it end like that was... And quickly, we cut to basically a funeral scene.
Yeah. It cuts out to the lounge room, and you've got like Rhodey, you've got Pepper, you've got Morgan, who's his daughter, and then you've got Happy.
They're looking
and
at
they're watching the hologram, and all of them are like,
Jesus touching.
His last moment, he goes, I love you 3000.
He recorded, he knew he was going to die, so just
wonderful
callback
to that.
Such a great,
wonderful callback. And then we have that what is probably the most amount of celebrities in one shot in film history. And they were all there on set.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Every person was there on set. It wasn't CGI'd in. Everyone was there that day. And we do this wonderful pan shot.
Yeah.
And we pan through the funeral. And we get to see each group.
You see pretty much everyone.
And including a young man that had who confused me the first time.
When I first saw it,
I was like, who is that?
I didn't see it the first time. I saw it and I was like, who the fuck is that?
I knew it straight away.
Yeah.
And then the second time, and then we thought about it.
It's still young boy
young
from
boy.
Time Man 3.
Yeah.
Which I really like.
And he was standing by himself. Just no
Which,
shot.
as I said earlier on, where I thought this film was leading to the Young Avengers, that was another key component.
Yeah.
Because you had a young man who had been with Tony Stark.
Yeah.
I felt like he was going to be the one to take over a young version
Probably at some
of
point.
Iron Man.
Yeah, it's probably at some point, yeah. Because
Because
someone
absolutely.
else will have to take up that mantle.
So we had this wonderful, emotional, beautifully done
I cried.
funeral scene.
I loved
Which,
it.
I mean, I cried
so
several
emotional
times.
in that.
We saw it 3
Just-
times and I teared up all
Every
3
time.
times.
Yeah, every time.
That-
But the film isn't over because they've got all these stones.
Yeah.
They've got to put them back.
They need to go.
So we get to a scene where Cap's job is he's going to go put back the stones where they come from.
And Mjolnir.
And Mjolnir.
Yeah.
That's put everything back.
And
He puts everything back to the way it was.
So there's a scene where they've got all the equipment outside the ruins of what was the old
So they managed to
Avengers.
rebuild it like perfectly, even though the whole Avengers facility was destroyed.
Yeah, that equipment's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it looked pretty junky equipment, so maybe they just bought some
Or maybe
stuff
on
from,
eBay.
Yeah, probably on eBay.
Amazon?
Dick Smith's maybe.
Excuse
Yeah, so
Oh, but we don't know how
we don't know
is
how
it?
long that was.
How
too.
long is it?
Was that right after the funeral? Do you think?
Well, no, I mean,
There's
no way
it
it
was
would've
in
been
the film, but it could have been 3 weeks
Oh,
later.
but how good?
Yeah.
Sorry, just going on that funeral. The scene between Hogan and Megan, I thought was
Morgan.
just- Morgan.
Yeah.
was
Oh,
just amazing.
yeah, that was such a
When
good
Megan's
Megan's
cheeseburger
cheeseburger, which is paying homage.
I'm going to
to
buy
Ray.
you all the cheeseburgers
Because
you want.
because when Tony
Very
did the press
touching.
conference in
Yeah.
the first one, that's when he
comes back and then
he
asks
wants
for cheeseburgers.
cheeseburger.
Very, very touching.
Awesome.
Yeah, beautiful.
So, Cap's ready to go back. He's going to come back in 10 seconds.
Yep.
He don't come back.
Yeah, come
No,
back.
he does not come
He don't
back.
come back.
So there's Hulk,
Hulk's there.
Hulk's there and Falcon and Bucky.
And Bucky are there. And Cap overshoots his time.
He does.
We then see, obviously, the camera points at Bucky. Bucky yells out to Sam. There's a park bench there.
You see someone sitting on it.
See someone sitting on there. Bucky knows who that person is.
Straight away.
And Bucky knows what's happening.
Yeah.
Because Bucky turns around to him and
You
says, you go.
Yeah.
You go.
You go.
To Sam.
And it's so that said to me very clearly that Captain America told his plan of what he was going to do to Bucky before he went.
Yeah. Okay.
So Bucky knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
So we find out in that scene, and wonderful, what an amazing makeup job. That was 95% makeup.
Was it really? So that wasn't really
95% makeup, 5% CGI.
If Cap was going to be old, that's what he would look like.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
And we have this beautiful scene where, basically he says that, hey, he decided to go back to the 1940s.
And get some of that life that Tony told me to get.
Yeah.
So he dropped all the stones off
Yep.
and then actually went back to 1940s.
Back to the 40s.
Yeah, to the 40s.
Yeah.
So we don't know when, though, whether it would have been after. I assume it was after.
It's probably in the 40s or 50s because
No, it was in the 40s.
Because when they go back, you see the cars and everything from that time.
the 40s area. So
Yeah.
he probably went back just after he went through the ship.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So,
and
which is just the fact of the matter. He went back and he had his life was just, and that scene,
Perfect.
and then he
That
gives.
right ending.
Yeah.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And then he's giving the shield to Sam.
And then Sam goes, "I'll do my best," and then Cap says, "That's why it's yours."
Well, and the line before that too, Josh, where he goes, "Oh, it feels like it's for
It's
someone
yeah.
else." And he goes, "Well, it isn't."
It isn't.
And it's just
Yeah, that was
unbelievable.
It's such a great
Unbelievable.
scene.
And he'll be
And
the
then
new
the
Cap.
final scene of the movie, which I was really surprised.
because he does
at.
notice the ring on his finger, and he asks.
Yeah, what about the girl?
Yeah, what about the girl?
I'm going to
No,
talk about it.
No,
No,
I
I don't think I will.
yeah,
And anyway, so then the film cuts back to the 1940s.
yep,
And we see a scene of them panning to a suburban house.
yep,
And we see Peggy Carter dancing in the lounge
to that
room.
music.
Yep.
Which is a beautiful
'Cause he
way
said-
to finish the film.
yeah.
And basically, that is it.
In that shot.
That 3-hour film, which is a 3-hour movie, went through.
Oh, how cool. Yeah,
It's
great.
wonderful.
Yeah,
And like I said, overall, this film has a lot of plot problems. It does. Things don't always make sense. If you think about time travel too much, It goes nuts.
And I will
You
say
mentioned things.
that the first hour of the movie feels heavily edited. It feels like there's stuff that was missing.
Yeah, and I think they probably would have had to speed it up.
Yeah, well, I just like the problem is that they expect you to pick things up by
It's
yourself.
tough.
If they went back and put all that stuff in, this would have easily added like another hour to the movie.
Well, maybe not that much, but it would have added at least half
Yeah,
an
it would have
hour.
been a
But, you know-
long
Oh, we
movie.
still didn't talk about the Spidey scene as well.
What, of Spider-Man coming back?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, with that whole Spidey scene coming back, there was that moment between him and Robert Downey where Robert Downey goes, "Oh my God, you're back," and hugs him.
Yeah.
And all that.
Oh, this is nice.
I really didn't think it was nice, but I didn't really think Spidey made a huge impact. I did like the insta-kill moment with him.
Oh, and all
When
his
he
arms came out?
sets
Yeah.
the
Oh, yeah,
insta-kill
that's
to-
the end when he goes back to high school and sees Ned.
Well, yeah, we'll go
Oh,
that. Absolutely.
That is...
Okay, yeah, that
So
was...
this was a bit of a...
This was one of the biggest problems I had initially when I first saw this film. I'm glad you brought this up, Rick. Was the fact of the matter is, we see a scene of Peter Parker going back to high school. Now, he's been disintegrated for 5 years, correct?
Yes.
So it's 5 years later.
It's now
into the universe.
2023.
And he walks into high school, and we see Ned there. Ned's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Right, and they hug each other.
He starts crying.
Now, obviously, in my head, I'm going, well, how does this make sense?
Yeah.
Should they
Ned would be like almost finished college or
They
out
should
of
be,
a
yeah,
full-time
right.
job.
Because
at
it
this
seems
point.
like Ned hasn't seen Peter in that 5 years.
Hmm.
So
No.
does that...
I can confirm, however, from the writers and Kevin Feige himself,
Yeah.
that Ned was indeed dusted, and in fact, most of his
Most of the
class
class were dusted.
were dusted.
Okay.
So they're all returning back for their first day
As
5
if-
years
if
later.
So
Okay.
nothing had changed.
So Ned was 100% dusted.
Okay.
All
It's the
right.
only way it
Yeah.
was
So
gonna
that
work.
clears that up.
Okay.
That clears that whole timeline.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't completely, but it clears that major issue up.
Yeah.
Which really was the most standout scene about Spider-Man for the whole film. He played a real minor part in this film.
Yeah, because obviously
Even
the
though
next
he
one's
was the
coming out.
emotional weight on Tony Stark's heart.
Yeah, but like at the end of the game, like at the end of the day, like this movie was really about the original 6 Avengers plus
That's
a couple
right.
of characters.
And
I
it
think-
was
I think
about
it was-
tying those
And it
characters
was more,
up.
And it
yeah,
was
it was
about
more,
them.
yeah, Iron Man and Cap.
And
was
you know
there.
And it was about them finally avenging for the first time.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
because they're not the pre-Avengers,
No.
we're the Avengers.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
And you know, you think about it, were you happy the way they tied up some of these characters? Because let's look at the Holy Trilogy.
Oh, we
right?
didn't see what happened
Yeah.
before.
No, we'll talk about that now.
Yeah.
But we've got Iron Man's dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you satisfied with Tony Stark's story with that? Do you think that's the way it should have gone down for the story? That him dying.
Yes.
Yeah, I do too.
I think it was
yeah.
I think that was the
I
right
think
way
it
to go.
I was,
What about
I was
Cap?
going into the cinema pretty much expecting him to die.
Cap's ending is great.
Yeah.
I think it just shows that he fulfilled what he wanted in his life, his true love, that he got to spend
Yeah.
his
Abs-
whole life with her, and he had that chance, and he did it. Oh, I think it was perfect the way
It was perfect.
went.
It was
And to
perfect.
hand that over in the comics, you see that they do have Falcon does turn into
He does become Captain
he does
America.
become the captain in the newer comics. So that's
What about Thor now? Now, at the end of this film,
What does he do?
Thor he decides
He's
not to
handed
stay to
Asgard.
Asgard.
No,
Yes.
he's handed it
He
over.
hands
He
it
hands it
over
over
to
to
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie,
Yeah.
so
She's queen.
she's queen or whatever
Yeah.
they want to. Yeah.
So he's now jumped a ride with the Guardians.
So what is
The
that?
Asgardians of the galaxy.
Yeah.
In a great little scene, mind you.
Oh,
The
yeah,
banter
so-
between Peter Quill and Thor
Yeah.
about who's running
Yeah.
things is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And again, another bit of evidence of how funny Chris Hemsworth is
Yeah.
as that character
Yeah.
sometimes. His comedic timing is impeccable.
And Drax.
That's
great.
And which was really funny. When they talk
Yeah,
about having a knife
knives.
fight.
And Drax is like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yes, use knives.
Yeah, it's just knives. Yeah. No, very great. So we got everyone's on their own, and it looks like obviously Robert Downey's done.
Yep.
But I
Yeah, he's
bet-
done. Yeah,
but I
he's
reckon
got
he'll
it.
be back as like the voice, like he'll be the new Jarvis.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of Jarvis, that was. Yeah. That
Oh, sorry,
scene.
you wanted to talk about
Yeah,
that scene
sorry,
back in
that's-
1970?
Yeah.
It was actually the
He's the
first time
The
ever
crossover.
Marvel.
Oh wait,
TV
it's crossed over
show.
with TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me finish it.
Yeah.
It's the first time that Marvel has recognised
Yeah.
the fact there is a TV element. To
Yeah.
it.
And the crossover. That was the first
That's
time.
that's
Yeah.
never happened before.
Because that character Jarvis played Jarvis
He's Jarvis
in
in-
Agent Carter series.
Exactly.
Mm.
So they
Which only lasted
absolutely
2
tied that
seasons.
in. They said that one was valid.
Mm.
It's great.
So it was great.
But yeah.
So yeah, so most of our characters now at this point.
So what happens with Thor then? He's
Thor.
Like,
Thor, I mean, you can
so
see
Cap's out, and same with Tony. That's gone, right? So what happens with Thor?
He's off doing his own thing.
He's on there.
He's trying to figure himself out, I think, at this point.
So is he going to make an appearance in Guardians?
Well, we don't know. We don't know.
Or they just dump him somewhere.
What it does say, more importantly, outside the film, is that we know Robert Downey's finished his contract.
Oh, yeah.
We know Chris Evans finished his contract. It has just come out in the last 24 hours that Chris Hemsworth had actually negotiated an extended deal back in 2017 to go for the next 5-6 years.
Oh, okay.
So he will be appearing in other cinematic universe films as we go along. In Guardians, perhaps. In his own film,
who knows?
Perhaps. So Thor will be around, as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
So you've got... So out of the 6, right? 3 are gone.
Yeah.
Because you've said goodbye to Iron Man,
yeah.
you say goodbye to Natasha, you say goodbye to Cap.
Yeah.
So you've got 3 gone. You've got Thor, he's gone. And you've got, obviously, Hawkeye's just going back to his family.
Yeah.
That's that.
You see that, yeah.
That is
Yeah,
that.
he goes back to his family.
The interesting one is Banner, though. What happens to Banner going forward?
Yeah, like, what's his character going to be like?
Well, they never really finalised his character, did they? His character kind of just keeps on keeping on. It wasn't really a resolution.
Well, I think the end of his arc was pretty much him and Hulk merging together.
Yeah.
I think that was the end of his arc.
Yeah, I can say that's pretty well it. And I'm pretty satisfied with that.
He'll most likely be in other movies. But
He will.
But there's really no more story elements.
I can guarantee you he will be in the 3rd Spider-Man film.
Oh!
I would say if Marvel have any fucking brains, they would be putting the Hulk and Spider-Man together in a film.
Mm-hmm.
And that part of the contractual agreement between Sony and Marvel is that a Marvel character features in a Spider-Man film.
Okay.
So Homecoming we had Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Far From Home we got Nick Fury. I'm telling you, the 3rd one either has to be Doctor Strange or Hulk, or maybe both.
Okay.
And I think you're going to have that.
That's not a bad.
Wouldn't you love to see them in a raid
battle with Mysterio? Yeah.
Well, no, to have Hulk and Spider-Man in the same shot working together on a mission.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm down for that. I'm down for that. But that's what the future is. And this film really is the end of that Infinity Saga.
It's pretty much the end of the Avengers.
It not only ends storylines, it does propel the future for these movies. And let's talk about what we know about the future of Marvel. And what we don't know is not a lot at this point.
No.
We do know that we're having a sequel to Black Panther. Yeah. We know we've got a sequel to Spider-Man.
And we know that there's going to be a Black Widow movie.
We know there's a Black Widow movie. We know there's a Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah. James Gunn is now back for Guardians 3.
We know there's a Guardians 3 movie coming. We know the Eternals are coming. We know Shang Tsung is coming.
Yeah, Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi, Shang Tsung. I'm thinking Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, you're thinking Mortal Kombat.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. But
either way, we've got a lot. And as you're trying to say as well, Rick, we've got the Disney Plus streaming, which is Marvel Studios saying for the first time, we're making television content with our characters. And what is lined up is WandaVision. So that's Wanda Maximoff and Vision TV show. We have Falcon. And
Bucky.
Bucky.
And the Loki TV series as well.
Oh, that's right.
Which was great because they kind of set up the Loki TV series. Yeah. They set up the Loki TV series, I thought, in this movie. Yeah. And they also set up the the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV series. Yeah. I thought. Yeah. Because those two are together. You know, they're friends now. Yeah. So they kind of set them up, which was great. Which is good because I think it's time to expand those characters. So the MCU is looking very healthy moving forward. I think we're going to see some very diverse. Now, there was a rumour coming out that there is a first ever, what did I say, gay MCU superhero movie coming out in the next 2 years. Right. I won't say who it is or what it is, but for diversity. But I'm just trying to think who that could be. Because I thought about Miss Marvel. Are they making Miss Marvel gay?
No. I'm pretty sure.
Because she's Muslim. Yeah. So there's your diversity key there. Yeah. But if she was a gay Muslim in modern New York, I'll go with that. I'll go with that. And I think she's definitely on the cards. Without Miss Marvel's on the cards.
They're definitely thinking about it.
Well, yeah, she's a visually interesting character.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Look, we've got a slew of movies. We can sit down and list the fact that we've got a whole lot of sequels coming.
Yeah.
To a whole lot of these characters.
Well, when do you think Kevin Feige is going to announce the next slate?
I think at this year's D23 is when he will announce them.
He'll do a big conference.
But the strong rumour is right now, is there is no Marvel movie in 2020.
Which is huge. But they won't release anything, so...
They won't release anything, which would be huge.
Online saying, apparently the Black Widow's going to come out next year.
Mate, if they're going to continue with their schedule of 2 films a year, right? Yeah. Branching out to 3 films a year, that means you have to have... Black Widow already has to be in production, which it isn't. Yeah. But I hear that's kind of filming in the next week and a bit. And then you're going to have to put the second movie, Doctor Strange, or whatever that's going to be. Yeah. Which I think is the next film after Black Widow.
It'll most likely
Doctor Strange 2.
Then probably maybe Guardians 3 and then probably Black Panther.
Well, no, Guardians 3 is being filmed next year. They announced that. All right. So it's being filmed next year.
So
that's a 2020...
Probably 2021?
2021 release, right? So then you're starting to get into... Shit, I don't know. I don't know. Black Panther 2 would have to start filming soon.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a lot of sequels coming, a lot of original movies. And you know, they generally like to do... They don't like to do sequel. They tend to do a sequel, then a new...
Yeah, I think if we do have a break, would be good.
A year reset wouldn't be the world's worst thing in the world.
I think it would be great. I think that would give them time to work stuff out and then get a plan set.
But see, we don't know what's been happening in the background. So a lot of... He may turn around when he makes the announcement going, well, actually, we've already been filming Doctor Strange for the last 3 weeks. That's in the can. Yeah, Black Widow's kind of done.
This is Marvel. They can turn around.
They can turn around because what happens is the way their system works generally is the writers do a first draft and then they bring in the special effects guys straight away.
Okay.
And then they'll work on the key scenes. So you've got special effects guys who are working on their scenes really early on.
Okay.
And that's the system they work to make sure they get everything done on time.
Okay. All right.
So it's an interesting future we have for the MCU. This has been a once-in-a-lifetime experience to think over the last 11 years.
Yeah.
To be able to be privileged enough to see these characters on screen and to be treated with such reverence and respect. And the films... Even the worst one, guys, of Thor: The Dark World, still be a good film compared to DC films.
Yeah.
It's an achievement that is... It's almost incomprehensible to think that this would even happen 12 years ago.
Yeah, I don't think we will ever see something of this caliber ever happen again.
The sheer run of success.
Yeah, 22 movies. And they made all of them connect together.
What was the biggest franchise in town? Which was the biggest franchise in the world? Star Wars.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Now it's Marvel. Marvel is, without doubt,
100%.
the biggest franchise in the world. There is no better. So, it's been an amazing experience. Without being too negative, I fear that we're going to start to come to a bit of an iffy run coming up soon. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, why?
Well, just the sheer odds of knocking it out of the park every single time you make a movie.
Yeah, what?
Sooner or later, you're going to make it done.
You're going to make it done.
They're going to make a Solo. You know?
Yeah.
They're going to make the Solo.
Well, and then DC's going to make some great movies and take over.
I could see that happen. I could see the DC doing some really interesting things right now.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
Once they sort their shit out.
Well, they are sorting their shit out, dude. Shazam was a fucking wonderful film. We got Joker this year, dude.
Yeah, that's a fair.
You know what? They're doing the anti-Marvel. They're going, screw this whole universe stuff. Didn't work for us. We're just going to make great movies about our characters.
Which is what it should have been.
Through continuity. That's the way DC said.
Because they tried to catch up to Marvel
too quickly. I mentioned this to you, Rick, on a show 2 years ago that they should have been doing this.
Yep.
That DC needed.
Back and watch those.
Mate, I guarantee you, go back and watch the episodes. It's on a catch-up. Well, I brought up the fact that they should not do that. They should be making their own content. So I'm thrilled that they are. I'm thrilled they are. So, guys, that was a long discussion about...
Suicide Squad coming out as well, so that'd be interesting to see.
Well, that's...
Because that's 2 with Gunn doing both, so...
Yeah.
Well, I think Gunn said he'll do Suicide Squad first and then do Guardians.
That's exactly what's happening. He's
right.
contractually obliged to do it that way.
Yeah, makes sense.
Guys, we're done here. We've just gone on and had a massive discussion about Avengers Endgame. You know, of course, a lot of people have, but these are just our thoughts. And I think it ties up the Marvel Retrospective series that have been doing our channel. And guys, go check it out because we started our channel with Homecoming.
We did.
And then we went back and we did all the Marvel films, and then we continued on. So, guys, go back and check out all our reviews of all 22 Marvel films. They're in our archives. We've absolutely, do we score this movie?
Yeah.
We're supposed to be.
We probably
based
should.
on tradition, we have to score the movie.
We've got to score the movie.
Rick, let's go with you. What do you give this movie out of 10?
I'm not going to give it a 10. I did say it was Grimo. But I love this movie. I love everything about this movie. It was emotional for me in all sorts. And for us to live in a world where we get to see, all these characters come off the pages of comics and onto the big screen is just an absolute blessing. And I think for myself personally, I just feel privileged to be in this.
Well, you're not doing a score for the whole MCU.
So it's just. So I'm going to say for this movie, I'm definitely going to say it's a 9.5.
9.5, 9.5. Josh.
9.5.
For me, I'm going to give this an 8.5. I wanted to give it higher, but the fact that there are some pretty significant plot holes in this movie, and the fact that there's a lot of the time stuff that, to be honest, really doesn't make sense. If they kind of explain that a bit more, I give it higher, but still 8.5. This is still a great movie. I like the emotional payoff of all these characters after 11 years. It was fantastic. So 8.5 for me.
Josh, word for word, I agree with you 100%. It is an 8.5 for the same exact reasons you give it. Yeah, absolutely. But even with that, to put a score on this is to almost undermine how amazing this whole thing has been.
Of course.
And it is one of those things which I will cherish for the rest
And you know
of my
what's good
life.
about this movie? You don't even have to follow any of the other movies. You could go in, watch this movie. I reckon you would enjoy it still as a non-fan.
I don't know, dude.
I think you'd enjoy the
I
movie,
reckon you
but
would
you
enjoy it.
wouldn't really understand what's going on.
Buttload of questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've had people who've gone there and loved it. Absolutely loved it. And they're not fans. And they've just...
Well, that's interesting. My instinct would be that they'd have a lot of questions.
Yeah, because if you come into Endgame, then they're like, well, what was the
Who's
snap?
that person?
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Where'd
this come from?
goes back and tells you...
But you know what? That's just our opinion on it.
Yeah, that's right.
Some people just like go to the movie and see shit blow up.
They don't have to bother
and they enjoy it.
Yeah.
And they enjoy it. So
Well, if they're coming into Avengers to see shit blow up, they're going to be disappointed.
But that's
It's
the
last hour of the
beauty.
movie.
That's the beauty about this, though.
no, you will not be disappointed walking out of the film after that last hour movie.
I mean, for the first 2 hours, you'd be like, okay, well, there's no explosions
payoff
because
there.
that's just exposition. But then the last hour of the movie,
it's payoff.
phenomenal. Yeah,
it's all payoff. Guys, we've loved the film. That's been our thoughts. Of course, here we love to hear what you guys think, and I'm sure everybody's got a pretty strong opinion about Endgame. And Rick, how do they communicate with us here?
Guys, all you need to do is give us a comment down below for the video. Also hit that like button, so give us a thumbs up, guys. If you have subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel. If you have, thank you so much. We really, really appreciate your support. Hit that notification bell and just follow us all on our social media sites. Easy and simple as that, guys.
All right, guys, until next time, Avengers, assemble.